You're stuck in that I'll start Monday feeling, where you keep chasing a normal BTS MV behind the scenes look with big motivation bursts and chaotic catch-up. That advice misses the mechanism. This will reveal why motivation fades for real and what to do instead without the restart loop. You're not actually lacking effort. You're stuck in frustrated self-doubt. The hidden mechanism is simple. You're treating big energy like the requirement for normal production. So when you have a low-energy day, your brain converts it into proof that you're failing. Picture it like a lens fogging from your own breath. You spot the blur, and you try to fix it by exhaling harder. The glass gets worse. That's what your force the BTS vibe strategy does. You crank motivation to chase the clear behind-the-scenes look, and every attempt to intensify turns the shot murkier. Then you blame the camera, or the project, or your talent. But the real problem is the method you're using to demand clarity. Here, the vignette. It's 9 a.m. You open your notes. You're tired. You can't decide what to show, so you overcompensate. You sprint to capture everything at once. You talk faster. You edit faster. You keep checking like the footage owes you something. By noon, you're irritated at your own workflow. By evening, you call it messy and you feel embarrassed for trying. The cost is brutal. You stop protecting the process. You only respect it when you're hyped. Normal BTS, repeatable, consistent. Human requires unsexy reps on average days. Your current approach turns average days into evidence against you. So do this next. Stop using big energy as your gate. Plan the BTS capture like a baseline weather report, not a performance. Pick the smallest still counts batch you can ship even on a flat day. And treat that as the method, not a sign you're off track. Then you'll feel your confidence come back the right way, through consistency, not intensity. When you do that, you stop fogging the lens with pressure. You let the day be a day. Next, you'll learn the specific normal BTS choices that make the behind-the-scenes look believable, without needing hero energy every single time. You think this is a motivation problem, but it's really a timing trap. One day you feel fired up, so you treat the MV behind the scenes like an all-at-once event. Then the next day hits you with normal human energy. Not hype, not panic, just life. Here's the bakery story. A bakery owner only bakes when the oven feels hot. The shelves look amazing for one day because the fire is roaring. The very next day, the oven won't cooperate. Bread never gets baked. Customers wander in and find nothing, so they stop expecting it. Soon, the owner ISN just waiting on heat. They're training everyone, especially themselves, to believe results only happen during bursts. That's what your brain does with normal BTS. Motivation spikes act like a fake deadline. You schedule clarity for the peak day, not for the average day. And when the mood fades, you reset like the system failed, instead of realizing the system was never built for the daily rhythm. Next, you're going to anchor your plan to something steadier than mood. So your BTS doesn't disappear the moment your energy does. Your frustration has a specific engine. It's scope drift. You plan big normal BTS once, and your brain keeps that size as the default. The next task stops being a small step. It becomes the whole MV again: coverage, effort, vibe, proof. Every session turns into a restart. You don't just shoot or write. You rebuild context from scratch. Think of a jigsaw puzzle in a suitcase. You spread it out, you get momentum, and then you close it. Next time you come back, you have to rebuild the border before you can connect one piece. That rebuild is invisible work, but it consumes the same time and energy as the actual progress. Eventually, you quit right when rebuilding starts, because the startup feels like the real work. That's what scope drift does to your BTS. It makes normal feel like a mission every day. And the cost is simple. Progress gets replaced by context building. Hold one rule in your head next. Your next BTS session should be a single, small slice that continues the existing picture, not a new suitcase puzzle reset. When you keep waiting for momentum, you don't just delay starting. You train yourself to miss the part that would actually help you. Ask yourself this: if you don't capture and log the BTS while it's happening, what evidence are you even using? You're operating on vibes and guesses, not a record. Here's the sharper question: were you postponing every time you say, "I'll document it later"? You're not just forgetting. You're teaching your brain that the exact moment matters less than the story you'll tell after. Now the truth you avoid hits harder. Momentum-only BTS is like a flight recorder that starts recording after takeoff. You keep asking what went wrong. You can see the dip on the timeline, but you never caught the instant the plane started deviating. So you don't learn. You predict, and the cost is confidence without storage. You work through the day, but you leave no trail. Next session, you feel the same uncertainty because nothing was saved to accumulate. So here's the action. Right now, before the next slice, decide what you will capture and log in real time, one short clip, one note, one timestamp. Then you keep adding to the same record instead of rebuilding from scratch. If you wait, you don't only lose data, you lose the ability to correct fast. Your confidence becomes a feeling you chase, not a pattern you can prove. Build the recorder while the plane is in motion, and your next decision gets sharper, not louder. Picture the BTS plan like an assembly line for your normal MV. Not a cinema set, not a grand reset, an actual line. One worker doesn't build the whole box. They add one sticker, a close-up angle, a BTS mic check, the exact timestamp when you nailed the timing, the lighting note you wrote before you forgot how it looked. Each sticker is small, but every hour, the box gets more real, and nobody has to start over from blank cardboard. Now zoom in on the mistake you're making. When you replace Capture One behind-the-scenes artifact with Make Progress, your brain goes hunting for the finished product. It expands the task to cover everything you think you should be done by now. That is scope drift. That is why you feel like you're constantly rebuilding. Every session requires you to refigure the whole context, not just add to the record. Here's the concrete scenario. You sit down for a quick shoot. You're off by 30 seconds on the choreography. If you're documenting only when you feel like it, you don't know where the timing slipped. So you run the MV again the next day, hoping the solution appears. But if you capture one artifact, immediately the take number, the metronome setting. The moment the timing broke, your next session stops being a restart. It becomes a targeted fix. Same goal, less chaos, more proof. This is the payoff. You stop chasing confidence because your confidence has receipts, and the line keeps moving without burning the day. Next, you're going to choose what counts as one sticker for your BTS, so you can start stacking pieces that actually fit together. Right now, your whole system is built on a myth that you'll get consistent after you finally feel ready. So you keep swinging for big motivation, then you miss a day, then you catch up later. That's why your BTS look feels normal only on the days you're willing to burn time and energy. Here's the mechanism you need instead. One small capture step every day creates continuity as a result. Not a personality trait you have to wait to earn. Set a 12-minute timer. Tape one rule to it. Stop at 12. Save the clip. Name the file. That's it. Not do more. Not fix the lighting too. At 12 minutes, you stop. You save one behind-the-scenes artifact. You label it with the take number and what broke or worked timestamp and all. Be honest. If you don't force this boundary, your brain will negotiate. It'll expand the job until you're caught up, and then you'll resent the work. You'll feel behind again next session because nothing got locked in daily. Your measurable outcome is simple. For the next 24 hours, you will have one usable name clip ready to drop into your BTS normal MV. Steady output beats, burnout-fueled sprints. You started by believing you needed bursts. You're ending with receipts, one reliable sticker a day.